guys, welcome back to what is for now going to be the last episode of Legacy of the Duelist. Like I said before, I made a deck off screen to battle Yugi in the final battle. So we're going to run through the card by card and show you what the hell this garbage deck I'm running is and why I'm running it. Just to be clear right out the gate, I didn't want to include too many busted cards. That's why cards are like Synchros, no Xyz. I cut out some cards like Armored B because I thought they were too good. Because I don't want to just steamroll the duel, but I also included some cards like Pot of Greed that they're going to be running just because I don't want to get absolutely trashed either. So, I felt like this was a good middle ground, but at the same time good enough to have a pretty high likelihood of winning. So, right now we have Jerry Beans Man, not Jelly Bean Man, no, of course not. Look at him. Does that look like a jelly bean to you? That's Jerry Bean. We're running him simply because he has 1,750 attack points. That's the only reason, is he's big enough to beat over pretty much anything Yugi could have. Same thing for Mechanical Chaser, Ninken Dog. We are running Seiyaru because I felt like I needed at least one big tribute monster, and Seiyaru seemed like a pretty good one. Similarly, Darkness Destroyer here is, while he can't be special summoned, he can attack twice, and if he attacks a defense monster, he inflicts piercing. So I figured these were our quote-unquote two big monsters, our tributes, like our Dark Magician or Blue Eyes. We are running Gyaku Gyre Panda. He gains 500 attack points for every monster on our opponent's side of the field, and he has the Pierce effect. So if our opponent has an entire field of monsters, he has 3,300. He's actually kinda big. I needed another weak monster, but one that likes that decent. So like, yeah, is Armored B better than he is? Sure. But at the same time, Armored B's too good, so I figured he was a good middle ground. Speaking of middle ground, we have Hyena. If he's destroyed by battle, I can summon as many other Hyenas from my deck, so if I lose one, I gain two. They're only 1,000 attack points, so they're only good for tribute fodder, but at the same time, they're a decent tribute fodder for the power level we're playing. Royal Keeper here is a kind of flip monster. When he's flip face up, he gains 300 attack and defense until the end of the turn. With 1,600, 1,700, those are decent stats. That'll become 1,900, 2,000 when I flip summon him myself. So, I figured decent enough. Saber Beetle is kind of probably our best high tribute monster. He has the Pierce effect, and on top being level 6 with 2,400. So he's bigger than Darkness Destroyer, but only gets one attack, but he can also be special summoned. But at the same time, still 100 points higher, and he's 100 points lower than Seiyaru, but also one tribute lower and gets the Pierce effect, so I think he's probably the best. Sacred Crane is 1,600, and if I ever special summon it, I get to draw a card. I don't have a ton of cards to special summon, but hey, it's be nice. Slate Warrior may be too powerful. 1,900 is bigger than anything that they're going to be able to get out right away, but I don't know. I said, we're running Hyena and Gyaku Gyre Panda. Felt like I needed something, and if I flip summon him, becomes 2,400. It's not like they don't have brain control and stuff to take control of him, so I don't think he's going to be too busted. Similarly, the Tricky lets us discard any card to special summon it from our hand, so 2,000 for body for free. It could be a little busted, I don't know. We'll have to see. Twin Barrel Dragon, when it's summoned, lets us target a card on the opponent's side of the field, toss a coin twice, and if it's both heads, we destroy it. It's a 1,700 body, not bad. Zombie Master, we saw this on Bones' deck. It's 1,800, can bring out a zombie if... no, we don't run any besides our Royal Keeper. So, it's pretty useless, but it's okay. We have our own brain control, to take control of Dark Magician and stuff, if he happens to summon it. Dark Hole, in case things start going bad. Harpy's Feather Duster to blow away his Swords of Feeling Light. Pot of Greed to draw. 3 Rush Recklessly to give us an extra 700 attack point to any of our weenies, or any of our decent monsters to make them big. Shrink to cut his monsters in half, Snatch Steal to take one of them if we need it. Summon Dice, pay 1,000 life points to roll a 6-sided die. If it's a 1 or a 2, normal summon again. If it's a 3 or 4, Monster Reborn. 5 or 6, special summon any of my tribute monsters besides Darkness Destroyer. So, figured this was an interesting card that I could throw in here that wasn't too good. We're running our own Sword of Revealing Light. Toll, both players must pay 500 life points every time they attack. I don't know. I just kind of felt like running it. Call the Haunted lets us bring back monsters from the grave because I looked and we don't have Monster Reborn. Magic Cylinder reflects an attack, so we inflict damage back. Metal Reflect Slime may be too strong. So we can special summon this card in defense mode. It becomes 3,000 defense points. probably, you know what, actually that is going to be too strong. Perfect. Archfiend Marmot of Nefariousness, perfect. Mitch Azur, if we lose a monster, we can destroy, during battle, we can destroy the monster, we can destroy one monster on the field. Mirror Force, he's going to be running it, so I figured we should too. Negate attack, negates an attack. Shadow Spell, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, it loses 700 attack points, and it can't change its battle position or attack. Zoma is similar to Metal Reflect Slime, but it's going to give us an 1800 attack point monster, and if it's destroyed by battle, we destroy the opponent's monster and deal damage. It's pretty good, but it comes out in defense mode the first time, and it's only got 500 defense points, so I feel like it's not that crazy. But with these, I feel like we have a pretty good chance, but we're also not going to dominate, so I'm pretty happy with it, and I think we should try it at least. So we're going to do this because we are the true king of games, and then after this, we will find something else to record. Like I said, if I feel like it, we'll come back for Battle City, but for now, I feel like this is going to be the final episode. There's also other things like the draft format that could be fun to try, but I feel like this is going to be enough Yu-Gi-Oh! For you guys for a little bit, especially with me doing the Rush Duel, probably. So, I feel like you guys deserve a break. From at least from Legacy of the Duelist. So, set Royal Keeper and activate Toll. Put each other on a clock. Celtic Guardian's not going to be big enough, and he's going to pay some life points. Oh, but with Horn of the Unicorn, he's going to be more than big enough. But he still pays for Toll. So Royal Keeper is going to get big, but he's going to die. Oh, we needed that you to stay in the deck. You were probably the worst draw we could have had. So we'll Dark Hole and get rid of that. Horn of the Unicorn goes back on top of the deck, unfortunately. We really needed you in the deck. So now we only get to special summon one Hyena, and getting two would have been nice. So he draws Horn of the Unicorn, summons a Weenie, gives it big attack points with Horn. Horn of the Unicorn is one of those good cards. It's only good for a little bit because every time you use it and it goes back on top of your deck, you're guaranteed to draw it again. And that means that you can't draw resources to out things, unfortunately. So like right here, when we summon our Saber Beetle, that Horn of the Unicorn is going to come back to bite him because we know next turn he's going to have to draw it. Now we summon our Saber Beetle. We'll pay 500 now to activate for our own attack. But in turn, we get 400 points of damage back on him. So he still takes less than we did, but we also removed that and put Horn of the Unicorn back on top of his deck. So if he has something with 1700 or more in his hand, it's the only way he gets around Saber Beetle. That certainly helps. I was thinking we were going to be able to start attacking. Alright, Mitch Azur works. We'll use Hyena as bait. One turn down. Toriko, Horn of the Unicorn. Nope. No, we'll save that for something bigger. We'll save Mitch Azur for something bigger, but we're at least inflicting damage still, I guess. Summon Mechanical Hunt Chaser. Mechanical Chaser, fun fact, used to be one of the very meta card you could only get from competing in the World Championship, and 1850 was the biggest normal summon in the game, so Mechanical Chaser was considered very meta and like a $500 card because nothing your opponent normal summoned could beat him without a tribute, and without them being able to get anything on the field to tribute because you kept destroying it. That part didn't matter. Well, Mitch Azur, get rid of you, so now you Horn of the Unicorn again. And And it looks like you might be out of monsters too, Horn of the Unicorn. So that's one free attack for Saber Beetle at least. Yeah, like I said, this deck that we made is not perfect, but I figured not perfect was pretty good, was a kind of an ideal power set for right here. Good enough that we should be winning, but not so good that we should be dominating. So for example, if he has Advanced Ritual and Art in hand, he takes care of Saber Beetle, but if he doesn't, since he uses Horn of the Unicorns to keep like stalling his own draws, Saber Beetle's in pretty good control. May have still been a little too powerful, but without just throwing in a bunch of weak vanillas, I didn't think there was a ton I could do to lower the power here. Maybe Saber Beetle was too good. Archfiend Marmot and Nefariousness was clearly too strong. Clearly way too powerful. My bad. I mean, he is an Air Marmot that has a Nefarious Horns and Wings. It attacks by throwing acorns. It's a pretty scary monster. I can understand why Yugi's afraid of it, and why it's going to be the monster that beats him. Watch him pull out Regeki and just destroy my entire field and make me look like an idiot. Like, I should absolutely have killed him last turn. Dream Armor of Nefariousness attacks. Nope. Nope. Yes. Now we will activate Rush Recklessly to give Archfiend Marmot and Nefariousness 700 more attack points to finish the game. And just like that, with Archfiend Marmot and Nefariousness, we are the king of games. And there is our final battle for this series for now. Like I said, there are other things we could do. There's draft play with these 3 booster packs that we unlocked. There's also sealed play, where you just open up a bunch of booster packs and build the best deck you can. Draft play is kind of cool, like you take a card, I take a card, so on and so forth. There's all the other series that we could go to, stuff like that. So there's a ton to do. I figured this would be a good stopping point. Like I said, don't want to overload it with Yu-Gi-Oh! There's so many duels to do. Not to mention the fact that we have these reverse duels where you can play as the bad guys. So, I think we got some fun out of this, but we'll call it there. So until next time, y'all have a good one. Goodbye.